It's like blowing up. Fuck.
You need like you need the energy drink patch, like
Yeah.
to quit the energy drinks, you know,
Uh,
or like energy drink gum or something.
Jeez. Dude, it's just.
They
I
do
mean,
make
I could just.
caffeinated gum.
I could just make like get a drink an Advil, but I don't really like do. I don't really like to just use pills.
Hmm.
So like the less like I'm the less well the less I use, the less resistant I am or something.
Hmm. So it'll
So
be
like
like more potent if you need it or something.
yeah, if I need it. I mean,
Hmm.
it's like something stupid, right? But it's like I don't really need. It's like yeah, it's just a pain in the ass, but it's not like it actually. It's not like I have something important that I need to do that I need to take care of. I can just I can just be in pain in my room. It's not a big deal. You know.
You're not like, going on tour right now or something.
Yeah, it's not like I need to get rid of it so I can like perform my duties.
Yeah, you're not like about to perform heart surgery.
Yeah, exactly. Just be like, hey, like my family's like, why don't you just like drink a fucking this? I'm like, no thanks. Why don't you fuck off?
They're like, you look uncomfortable and kind of irritated. Maybe you should, take something for your headache. And you're like, why don't you just fuck off?
Oh man. I mean, that is basically who I am. I mean, every time we go and hang out with everyone, everybody just like cracks up at the fact that I just don't give a shit when we're in person.
uh,
Like, I'll just tell a story. Like yesterday, we were talking about the Poland guys from the Scandal Heaven.
uh,
Like this one guy, like you know how Scandal appeared on the Triceratops video for like 4 seconds,
yeah,
and they do like a rar thing, right?
uh-huh.
So this guy was saying that, "Whoa, mammy, nice melons."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, wait, hold on, bro. Like, what? Like, it's like Jade commented, like, please don't
Please,
say stuff like that.
just please don't. Like, just don't.
Yeah, and the guy was like, the guy from Poland was like, well, aren't you like overreacting? Like, and then I'm like, and then she replied, said, no, I'm not, because like I am a woman, right?
Yeah.
And then he
Somebody needs
said,
to
well,
reply to that guy, like, aren't you overreacting?
yeah,
Like,
no, and he was like, yeah, and like if I saw mommy, I would totally joke something like that with her. I was like, dude, there's no fucking way you would like a normal person would tell a female that they just met or that they're not comfortable with they haven't met for
yeah.
years. Like, hey, were you like purposely trying to enhance your boobs in that one video? Or like, or yesterday I said, well, you wouldn't just go to someone and just say like, hey, nice boobs. Like that's not how society works, dude. And then he sent me a private message saying how like, okay, we can agree to disagree, and I'm like, no, you're wrong.
Oh god, I can't even think of like a good analogy for that. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I was telling everyone, it's like if I was back in Peru, right? I know this group of females that have been in the exact same class as me for like 15 years.
uh,
Sure, I can drop I might make a joke about someone's breast. It won't be like that bad.
yeah.
It won't be completely fucking retarded of me to maybe drop an occasional boob joke when we have
Yeah.
known each other for 15 years and I'm a teenager, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're both teenagers, and we it's back and forth, we know each other like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like there's no way you would just say like, "Hey, were you like purposely inflating your breasts for that one thing?" Especially you wouldn't even mention, you shouldn't at least talk about her body image or figure
In
within fucking
any
seconds
way.
of meeting her. Like that should not come up at all.
I forget if
So I'm
we
like,
talked about this on the podcast before or not, but it's like yeah, exactly. Like it is impossible to compliment somebody about their like body.
yeah, yeah.
Like never mind immediately after you meet them. That's just ridiculous.
I
That's
mean, it
insane.
always comes off as weird, right? And it's like we definitely talked about this because I remember saying it's like, rule number one is like be attractive, and rule number two is
Yeah.
like don't be ugly. If you're gonna compliment someone on like their figure, it's gotta be something like that.
That's true. Like, yeah, I think we talked about this. I'm remembering the whole conversation now. But yeah, if you're you have to at least be as hot as they are, and
Yeah.
then you can maybe think about it. But it helps if you're hotter. Like,
Otherwise, it would be like just terribly awkward.
and even then it can go wrong.
It can go wrong in so many ways. Or it's like you can't. I mean, unless you're at the gym, right? Then you'd be like, "Hey, nice butt or whatever." Then thanks.
Even then,
I've been working my ass off for this. You
you
know.
probably have to be a little more technical than that. Like, if you're like, oh, hey, nice triceps or something. Like,
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a dude complimenting another dude, then that's weird. Unless you're
yeah.
into that, I suppose. Because then they'll be like, "Hey, nice triceps." The other guy would be like, "The fuck."
Yeah,
Or
I
something
heard this
like that.
other podcast was talking, it's sort of related. They were talking about people who have like really expensive cars. And they were talking about like, the question was, does that actually like attract women or not?
Mm.
And personally, I think it doesn't. I think if you have a really nice car, what you attract are comments from other people who have nice cars.
Oh, okay.
Or like other dudes who like cars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I bet you it's the same way with working out. Like,
Like
if you're like a real, if not just working out to get like in shape and fit, but if you're
uh,
working out actually as a bodybuilder, I
yeah.
bet you get more comments from other bodybuilder dudes
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
than you
definitely.
would from women.
I mean, the thing is, like, there's a line, right?
Mhm.
First of all, it's like when you go from like you're a normal person to fit or to like in shape, then it's like okay, your dating pool like progress like exponentially increases, right?
Uh.
Because you went from being average to basically hot or fit, so it's like okay, you have more playing ground. But if you
Yeah.
go from fit to like bodybuilder, it's like you doing it for not for the point of looking good for women, but for yourself, I think.
Yeah.
So like you want to be a bodybuilder, so you just work your ass off for yourself, so you can look better to yourself, like in the mirror.
I think cars are similar too. Like if you see someone who has a really expensive car, like a Lamborghini or something, that's
Yeah,
almost too much car. Like
yeah,
it's like a bodybuilder who's like,
way too big. You'd be
way
like,
too
holy
big,
fuck.
and you're like, okay, like you're seriously built, but you're like too built. Like
Yeah, it's like it's
that's
way too
too
much.
much. You went way too far. Like,
I mean, I don't know, cause like cars are the thing is cars get so ridiculous after some point.
yeah.
It's like if you have a Lamborghini that's worth like I mean, I don't even know because I've seen so little like really over $1 million cars. I've never
Mhm.
seen one in person, I don't think.
Hmm.
So it's like having a $7 million car, what does that actually say? That you can just burn 7 million on a fucking car and that's
Pretty.
it?
That's got to be what it says, right? I have so much money that I can spend this much on just my car.
Yeah. And it's like if 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 you were to see a person get off of a Lamborghini that's like a Diablo or something that's worth like several millions, then you just be like, okay, well, his house is probably 100 times bigger because it's
Hmm.
or 100 times more expensive because that's like, your car is worth I don't know $30,000. Your house would be like 3 million, right?
Yeah.
Or
Or
three hundred
three
thousand
hundred thousand.
at least, right?
Yeah.
It's just like some kind of law of average or whatever, or some kind of exponential. Oh, shit, I've been using that word too much.
Yeah.
Just
Some
some kind of
like a
balance.
ratio there.
Yeah, 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 like a ratio. So it's like if this guy is getting off of a like several $1 million car, that doesn't really say anything other than the fact that they have a lot of money. Like it doesn't really impress me the fact that he owns the car. The car itself might be I'll be like, holy shit, that car is dope. And then if you were
Yeah.
like on a red light next to him, you'd be like, hey, sweet ride, because the car impresses you, not
Mm.
the fact that he has it. The fact that he has it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
don't
like
know,
other people are just like,
even if I won the lottery, right, and I had all the money in the world, I don't know if I would buy a car like that because it would
it's
just be like
pointless.
really weird attention for the things that I do with a car. Like, what am I gonna go to the grocery store like in my Lamborghini? That's just gonna be
Yeah,
really weird.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
taking my groceries and then like walk out to the parking lot, you hit the key thing and your doors open up like sideways, you know? And you're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I gotta put the milk in here." Like,
yeah.
what the hell?
I mean, the thing is, people have the other thing is that when if you have a Lamborghini, you probably have several different cars. But
It's true.
it's like real. I don't understand. Like, I mean, it's gotta be a fixation with like the buyer. So I know,
Mm.
for example, this one guy in the Shark Tank. That guy
Uh-huh.
is like a billionaire. Okay, so he has way more money than he can count.
Mm.
But he has a passion for cars and for driving, like for speed. So
Uh-huh.
he drives his own cars and like he goes to the tracks and everything.
Yeah.
So I can see him owning several Lamborghinis, for example, because
Mm-hmm.
he has so much money. It's like a 7 million car, $7 million is nothing to him. It's like $7 to me. So if I
Yeah.
really want something for $7, it's not gonna break my bank. So I'm gonna get it, right? So if he wants a Lamborghini, fuck it, he can get it.
Yeah, I suppose if you had that much money that a Lamborghini was like $7 to you, you'd probably
Yeah.
pick one up just for the hell of it.
Right. So, but this guy, he actually like, they'll buy the new models and he'll like, take care of them and he'll have several of them. Like
Mm.
his garage will be his pride. But
Uh-huh.
there's other people that they don't even give a shit about the cars. They just have really expensive cars.
Yeah.
It's like if I had a lot of money, what I would be proud of would be a super good computer
Mm.
with all the items on Steam unlocked basically, right? All the games you can get or that I actually want to play, and then like a huge collection of like everything music related, or like expensive music instruments.
You'd have to hire someone just to buy the Steam games for you because it would
It's
be
so
too
ridiculous.
tedious to go through and click purchase on all of them. Like you hire some, some high school kid to go in there and just click buy all day.
Yeah, I mean that's just what I say. Like I say, I
Yeah.
can't even picture myself in that situation because if I even won like $10,000, that would be like, okay, what do I do now?
Hmm. I
Like if
think
I
if
won
I had
10,000, that would just be like I just go to Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, if I had like a ton of money, I would just start buying convenience things that like I can't bring myself to spend money on now. Like I'd hire someone to like cut the grass, and
Oh, okay, okay.
and like if I had to go to the airport or something, I would get a car, comes to the door, picks me up
Yeah,
for like
like
$500, whatever.
yeah, it's like
The
whatever.
insane cost.
Just have a personal shuttle, basically a taxi, but a good quality taxi.
Yeah, exactly. Like a
Or a chauffeur.
a chauffeur, do all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean that makes sense. When you have that much money, it's natural for you to spend your time is worth more
Yeah.
than whatever it is. I mean, sometimes I guess some people really they always keep their same tastes, or
Mhm.
they just like doing certain things. Like people who are more than well off and they just keep doing their regular jobs just cause.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
like what Bill Gates always says. His like figure of speech is that it's the same hamburger. Like no matter how much money he has, when he goes to McDonald's, he gets the same burger as everyone else, so it doesn't
oh, okay.
even matter. Like it doesn't matter how much his like McDonald's experience didn't improve when he got rich. And
Yeah.
his point was that there's a lot of things like that, like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
you
was gonna
know,
say yeah, but no, not everyone can have like a lot of things that he has. But
this
yeah,
is true. But
but yeah,
yeah,
he's talking about only certain things, which
he's
is
talking about
obviously
there's a
applies.
lot of stuff that doesn't actually change.
Right, right, right.